quite a pleasant night, and quite a pleasant find actually that it's milder than what I was expecting. It's been lovely and warm today, beautiful sunny day, cloudless skies, but the last few nights the temperature has dropped as soon as dusk has approached, and I thought that tonight would be no different, but it appears not. There's quite a breeze which will certainly help to keep the temperature up, but as you can tell, we're on for another glowworm walk. May well catch a glimpse of a woodcock just going through the screen there. You may well hear its high-pitched sip call. Very common feature of Sherwood Forest area this time of the year, but because of the lightness of the sky, it means that I'm a little bit too early. Had it been cloudy, it would have been fine, and glowworms will be just starting to think about lighting up. As I stand here now at about 10:15 on the 2nd of June. This is the 4th visit to Clipsnell Quarter. First glowworms here, and I believe potentially the first in the UK this year again, were the 3 that I had here on May the 21st, and I was quite surprised at how early they were. I then did another visit and got 7 females on the 25th of May, and there was 2 males present with 2 of the females. And the last visit I made here was on the 30th of May, and I got a total of 9 females, 3 of which were in section O, where I'm starting tonight's survey. And I may well have to come back and resurvey section O because it's not quite dark enough. The will be starting to glow now, but some that are tucked off the track or were here the other day or the other night may well still be here, but difficult to see unless it's pitch black. But the usual survey section, down through O, along through section L and M, back through those 2 sections, up through K and J, round the back of the centre tree, and then down through the grass strip of D, C, B and A. And then, as I say, probably have to come back through O just to make sure that I haven't missed any. So, onwards and upwards, so they say. Well, we have our first female. This is one, I believe it's one of those that was present last week. It's halfway along section O, and it was the only one in this area and on the edge of the path here. And I initially found it was glowing just underneath a small dandelion leaf, which I've just had to move out of the way in order so you can see her. But typically low down, they generally start off low down when they start to light up, and if the weather and the night is mild enough, they will climb higher up in order to get a better vantage point. But if the temperature stays cool or drops cooler, then a lot might well be tucked right down at the base of the vegetation like this one. But at least we have one. Well, we've got a second tucked just off the path, about a metre into the vegetation, and really deep into vegetation as well. And from what I can see on the screen, this one is sat facing, well, head is facing away from us and may well be on the stem of an umbellifer of the hogweed. The stem looks hairy there, but you can just make out the head area with the glowworm and of course the bright glowing plates. Looks quite a good angle from here, but I'm looking at it through leaves. But a nice female. This is obviously the second, and this is a new female. So most of the females that we get this evening may well be along the track sides. The track sides warming up more during the daytime and keeping that warmth for a few hours more than the grass. The grass soon loses any temperature that it gains and builds up during the day, but That looks a cracking shot, that does. So, our second female. Just stopped for a minute. I've just started to walk along section L. Nightjars you can hear off to the right, and there is another one to the left. Neither are particularly close. Not so good here for nightjars this year so far as it was last year. It was the best I've ever known it last year. They're a bit more distant so far this year. A fabulous sound. If you didn't know, you'd never dream it was a bird. Quite a nice sky too. Well, I've come through sections L and M, done both sections twice, and got single females in each section. So we're on to 4 females, and they've all been low down. The 2 I couldn't film in L and M because they were just too low down, deep in the grass vegetation at the side of the track. So we'll see if one is more showy as we go up sections K and then through J. Hopefully we may get one that we can see properly rather than being tucked in, but that's just how it goes with the conditions. But at least that breeze is keeping the temperatures up. At one time this evening I didn't think I'd be coming out because I thought the temperature would just drop like a stone, as it has done for the last couple of nights. So we'll continue our way around and go up through sections K and J. Now, this may not look particularly spectacular, but this is very interesting, and the light produced by female glowworms is that alluring to the males that we at times, Dillis and myself, have recorded 6, and I think 7 was the record number of males attending a single female. She was the complete hussy of the insect world. This one isn't so greedy, but she likes company. If I can illuminate her, you may well be able to see that she has 2 males in attendance. The one moving about isn't copulating with her. I think it's the other one. It's hard for me to make this out with my eyes. I've just passed a male and female together. I'm now still in section J. Nothing in section K, but 2 females in section J with 3 males between them. She looks quite a decent sized female, and she's supporting the weight of those 2 males. A number of years ago, Dillis and myself, along with Martin Dale, did some luring of the males using an artificial light, a small green LED light, battery powered. It worked a treat. We had astonishing numbers of males to allure left at the end of section L. High double figures. I seem to think it was over 20 males at this single lure. And so after that, because we knew males would be attracted to any kind of light, we never really used them, and the only time we did use lures or try lures is when we've been surveying new sites or potential sites for glowworms. It was an easy and productive way, or potentially productive method. You could visit 2 woods, leave a lure down, go and visit another wood, and then come back to check for males around the lures. So you could survey multiple sites during the course of an hour or so. That's what happens in the forest under cover of darkness. It's not just humans that are promiscuous. Well, I'm now at the end of section A. I've walked all the way down the path at the side of the grass strip, and I've had a new female, right at the bottom of section C, almost bordering into section B. That made number 8 for this evening, and number 9 is more or less at my feet here in amongst the bracken at the bottom of section A. And this is a female that's been here since the 25th of May, probably unmated because a very low population now in section A. Hopefully she will get mated. All the males at the moment seem to be in section J, so we'll have a look at her. Nice to know that she's still here, and she makes 9 for this evening, and I've still got to go back through section O yet. And here's that female at the bottom of section A. So she's been present here since the 25th of May. This, by my reckoning, is her 8th or 9th evening glowing. And it's not unusual for females to pass by being unmated for a fortnight in the peak glowing season, but we have to remember now that glowworm numbers here are a fraction of what they were. I still worry about the numbers, especially in the grass strip here. They're going to take an age if they ever do recover. Hopefully she will get mated. Well, we have one very showy female here. I've just come up section O just to check 2 other possibles to find that this one is here. And this one's right at the side of where I was stood when I did the introduction to this video. And what a showy female she is. She's about 6 inches off the ground, sat on a grass blade perfectly. What a fabulous insect. No matter how many times I see these, and I've seen a couple of thousand or so females now, I still love to do this and just sit and watch what is, in my mind anyway, the most remarkable insect we have here in the UK. It beats any rarity in the minds of the public. I've said it before. This is the one beetle that can really generate and instill a potential interest in invertebrates within children. Rare beetles can't do that. But this beauty can. Not rare, but decreasing. They're just an absolutely fabulous thing. The interesting thing about glowworms is when you see them close up like this, there's no doubting that bright green luminescent colouring, but the further away you go from them, the colour appears blue. It does to my eyes, and it does to everybody's eyes that I know have seen glowworms. just stunning things. And this is giving us stunning views. Magical thing, here I am sat on the floor, about 150 yards from a road that has gone quiet with just the occasional car. Squeezing tawny owl still. A cloudy sky now, which has helped with the temperature. And I'm just sat here watching what is an absolute wonder of nature. If you've not seen a glowworm, try and find yourself an organised walk. Most wildlife trusts have them throughout the UK. It'll always be a night to remember. A night with one of these. This one is particularly stunning. Wonderful.